Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci. This is going to be a real fun show tonight. I love this topic, non-human main characters, aliens, animals, robots, what have you. Whatever is not human. I think some of you may argue with some of these whether or not they're main characters. And to that, I say, please be nice to me. If you're new to the show, welcome. I'm so thrilled you're here. If you like this, you should go and subscribe to the channel. This is episode 163. So if you like this, you're bound to find at least one other episode you like. So go through the back catalog, check them out. Also, if you're not a member of the Facebook group, join that. If you search Inappropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description of this video, that's where you can get all the information on this show, including how to be on it. I think there are 2 shows left, the Thursday and the Monday of next week, that still has space on it. So if you want to be on in March, reach out to me either there, Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game, or find the form on my website, nickmartucci.net/IMDb Game, and sign up for a show. I'm going to start booking for April shows next week, I think, because March is almost over. So if you want to be on the show, please reach out to me, any of those places. I love having new people on the show. We have a newbie tonight. We also have some returning favorites. Let's not waste any more time. Joining me on the show tonight are Brenna Raney, Elsie Clark, Josh Poirier, and Manix Catino. Hey, everybody.
Hey, I'm the newbie, right?
You sure are. Number 54, I think, for you, not counting hosting. Well, welcome, everybody. Before I talk to you all individually, let's get a point on the board and play a little mini game up front. This mini game has become one that is one of my go-tos. It is keywords. Basically, the anonymous weirdos on IMDb can add keywords to movies to make them easier to search. These keywords can be super specific or super general. I don't even know why some of them are on there, but I've gathered some of these keywords. I'm going to read through some keywords for a film. Yell out when you think you know what the movie is. No penalty for wrong guesses. We're going to go through this pretty quickly and just get a point on the board. Everybody understand that?
Yep.
Yell out when you think you know it. First movie of the night has the keyword Hackensack, New Jersey. Idealism. Supporting player given top billing. Assumed identity. Character appears on front page of a newspaper. Super genius.
Spider-Man?
Interspecies romance. Earth viewed from space.
Mars Attacks.
Glowing crystal stick. Backward time travel. Famous opening theme. Female newspaper reporter.
Superman.
It is Superman, the 1978 Superman. Male alien, bullet catching, carried by a flying person, costume hero, Fortress of Solitude, Clark Kent character. It's Superman, and that is our first guest tonight. Welcome back to the show. He's had quite a run lately. I think this is 4th episode in a row. I think he's won the last 3. Yep. So his opponents better look out tonight. Welcome back, Josh Poirier.
How's it going, Nick? How's it going, everybody?
It's going good. How are you?
Good, man. Good.
Well, Josh, I know you're trolling me with your background as always.
Yeah, because it's a movie called Human.
Yeah?
Human.
Well,
We're
Josh,
doing non-human. We're doing non-human number 2.
Well, Josh, you know what's coming up. You've been on 54 of these.
Yeah, non-human movie, non-human main characters, huh?
Yeah. What do you like?
Watership Down.
That's one I still haven't sat through.
It's fantastically just gruesome and just really, really violent for bunnies.
Uh-huh. Yeah, one of the reasons why I haven't sat through that one yet.
It's really good though. Like it's fantastic. It's fantastic story.
Uh-huh.
And actually another one. I actually kind of can't count this one as the same thing way, but Charlie, Flowers for Algernon.
Oh yeah, I think I could count that.
Yeah, because Algernon is obviously the main character, even though the movie's called Charlie, which is the guy, but still.
It's a two-hander.
Yeah, it's a great movie too.
Well, excellent choices, especially if you want to sob.
Yeah, oh yeah. Jesus Christ! Don't watch
Welcome
Charlie if you don't
back.
want to be. Don't watch Charlie if you don't want to be dry-eyed.
Well, welcome back, Josh.
Thanks, Nick.
Also returning to the show, just again, one of my favorite people with an incredible movie sitting behind them. Elsie Clark, welcome back.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Always great to have you here. You got a little alien
this
behind
time.
you.
Yeah, mysterious alien creature.
I only just watched it for the first time, like a couple of months ago, and only
God.
the Mystery Science Theater 3000 cut of it.
Yeah. I feel like I saw part of it like channel surfing back when that was a regular thing to do. And I don't remember it being quite this grotesque.
Oh, that's not even one of the more grotesque images from that movie.
But yeah, I don't know. E.T. is cute.
E.T. is cute. The only thing more grotesque than Mac is Mac's family, because those are just human size with Mac's features.
Yeah. No, when I was doing the image search, I saw a lot of stuff I wish I could unsee.
Did you see a picture from the end of the movie where the alien family is all dressed in suits and dresses at the courthouse?
They're like in church or something?
No, they're at a courthouse so they can legally be declared American citizens.
Ah! God, it's awful.
They're immigrants.
Fair enough. Oh my! Oh yeah. Look, they've all got their hands are all risen like that. I thought they were like dancing. It's horrible.
We've talked enough about Mac and me, I think. Do you have a good movie you like with a non-human main character?
Like, not that I can even think of.
Perfect.
I kept
you don't like
thinking
any animals,
Tarzan.
any robots? I mean, he's the ape man.
Yeah, but like he's really just a man who he's like something more than human, but his DNA is all human.
Well, I think you're going to do well tonight then.
Yeah, you know what? Every time I'm on this show, I make a list of movies that fit the theme, and never, ever, ever is even one of those movies used in the show. So this time I'm coming in blind, and I'm just ready to win it all.
I have nothing but faith in you. Also, returning to the show tonight, I hope, because right now I'm just seeing a background. Oh no, I see a forehead popping out. Welcome back to the show, Manix Catino.
Sorry, I'm looking at my DVD collection so I can come up with the best one.
I mean, I would count the image behind you.
Yeah, me too. And that is one of my favorites.
That's a top 3. That's the movie I say is my favorite movie when I need to pick one. Spirited Away.
Definitely.
Is that one of yours?
It is one of mine. It is one of mine. And I'm going to say Spirited Away now just because we all know that Kamaji is actually the main character and not Chihiro.
Again, I use main character a little loosely. I think that there are multiple main characters in a lot of movies. And I think the fact that it's a spirit world and there's a dragon, I think only one character's a human.
Is she though?
Yes. That's not left ambiguous.
I think it is.
Yeah, Spirited Away. Excellent movie. Also, I should tell you, Scoot's in the chat rooting for you.
Of course she is.
Miles says hi.
Hi.
And Marty's saying excellent taste. So we got people in the chat right
Oh, uh-oh.
now. Well, Manix, welcome back.
Yo.
Finally, brand new to the show. So excited to have them here. They're an author. Their debut novel, The Meister of Decimin City, was just released last week. Find that where you buy books. Brenna Raney, welcome to the show.
Thanks for the plug.
I mean, I'm thrilled. I've known you, I think, 10 years now, and I'm thrilled that you put that out. So that's so cool.
Thanks.
Brenna, I know a little bit about your taste, but it's been a while. You said you're a little afraid coming into this show. You're not a big movie watcher.
Well, even the ones I've watched, I don't remember them.
I know that there were a couple of things that I know you did really enjoy, and I think some of those fit into the category of some non-humans.
Probably.
So because you're having such a hard time, I'm afraid to ask you, but we've already had one pass, so why not ask you? Is there anything off the top of your head that you like movie-wise with a non-human main character?
Well, something I watched recently was The Dark Crystal. So
Oh, that absolutely counts.
Pixies.
Had you seen that before?
yeah, I had to show it to a friend of mine because I imprinted on it as a child and couldn't believe they hadn't seen it before.
Uh-huh.
So
I mean, yeah, that is a classic.
That movie terrified me. Absolutely terrified me.
I had recurring nightmares about it, but I loved the movie so much I couldn't let my parents know.
Josh, you were like 30 when that came out, right?
Yeah, actually, I was. When did that come out? 1965. Yeah, I was 20.
Well, Brenna, I'm so excited to have you on this show. It's so great to see you. So great to have all of you here. Before we get to the real game, let's figure out who's going first by doing another round of keywords. Yell it out when you think you know it. This movie has the keyword Dodge the Car, Hollywood, California, Slime House, Telethon, Friends Who Live Together, Comeback, Oil Tycoon, NBC Television Network, Brother Relationship, Celebrity Cameo, based on a TV series,
Muppet movie.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to you.
Great Muppet Caper.
It's the Muppets. It's just the Muppets.
The Muppets.
You were able to get a Muppet movie without without any of the clear Muppet clues. Disney getting the band back together, puppetry, Swedish Chef character, Kermit the Frog character. That means we're entering into the first round with Josh at 1, LC at 1. Brenna and Manix, plenty of time to catch up, plenty of points on the board. LC, you're going to be picking the first year of the night. Right before we do that, if you're new to this show, like Brenna, or you know, for their benefit and for yours, here's what's going to happen. I've gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I've pulled parental warnings for a bunch of movies. These are the same anonymous weirdos that write the keywords. I don't know why they do it, but I keep stealing their content and making a game show out of it. I'm going to read these parental warnings. My friends here are going to try to figure out what these warnings are from. No more yelling out answers. Raise your hand when you think you know it. LC, you get to pick the first year. Would you like a movie from 1970, 2009, or 2019?
1970.
1970. All right, first movie of the night from 1970. For 5 points under the category of profanity, Characters call Edgar an, quote, old pickle puss. Manix has a guess real quick. Anybody else? What do you think, Manix?
The Aristocats.
That's 5 points on the board already. This is the Aristocats.
One of my favorites.
It's great, except for one very specific thing.
Family.
I don't like him enough to let him cheat. Also in the Aristocats, under frightening and intense scenes, younger/more sensitive kids can be upset by the drugging and abandonment of some of the main characters.
Yeah, it's just a dirty joke.
Violence
Kids are so sensitive.
Lafayette chomps on Edgar's bare leg, and Napoleon attempts to bite his clothed bottom. Sex and nudity, a cat saying about what turns them on. And Sex and Nudity, O'Malley told Duchess all of the cats in the house were swingers. And when she asked what a swinger was, he briefly said that they weren't her type.
I wish I watched more movies with my daughter.
Again, Aristocats is great except for one cat.
Oh, I know the one
Is it
now.
a racist cat?
It sure is a racist cat.
Yeah.
It usually is.
It's a Disney movie from before from 2000. There's going to be a racist cat in it.
But it sounds like it's also got a lot of very openly sexy cats, which is cool.
Oh, O'Malley the alley cat fucks.
I mean,
Okay, yeah.
And so does Duchess. Duchess, she has those kittens for a reason.
Then you say to Walt Disney, what do you call a movie like that? And he says the Aristocats.
What the hell's going on? What just happened? Why did I just hear about two promiscuous cats?
Well, you got to watch the movie. Anyway, That means that Manix is at 5, Josh and LC at 1, Brenna at 0. Manix, I'll go to you next. Would you like a movie from 1976, 1989, or 2022?
you know, I like to piss Josh off, so 2022.
I hate you. I may have seen some movies in 2022.
I didn't.
All right. Well, this movie came out last
So
year. Let's
They
see
were
how
all
you
in the
remember
1980s
that.
movies, but
The Batman? Because he is Batman.
It's Matilda.
2022 for 5 points under violence and gore. Well, there is very little gore. One scene, a man gets his arm lopped off and it goes flying. The violence and body count is through the roof. All right, for 4 points under violence and gore, a body is seen on screen, decomposed to just the bones. A character takes the skull and crushes it in his hands. All right, for
notice.
3 points under frightening and intense scenes. And Marty, I don't know if it's ever going to be Wendell and Wild, just for the record. For 3 points under frightening
Is
and
that the
intense
alligator
scenes.
movie?
No, that's Lyle Crocodile.
Oh.
That's the alligator movie you're talking about.
Yeah. Same thing.
3 points under frightening and intense scenes. Scenes of threat include characters being held at knife or gunpoint, evading gunfire and explosions, almost drowning in a sinking vessel, and being pursued by large monsters.
Oh, I don't know.
All right. Paul Rudd put his hand down. Brenna has their hand up. Brenna, Manix, what do you think this movie is?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say Pinocchio.
Brenna, what do you think?
Is it Avatar?
It is not Pinocchio. Because you know it came out last year, I trust you enough. I'm gonna give it to you. This is Avatar: The Way of Water.
Stupidest title
Yeah,
ever.
that one.
That's the one.
Just call it Fern Gully 2 and get it over with.
Fern Gully 2 already exists.
Call
And it's
Fern
Fern Gully
3 and get it
4.
over with.
Frightening and intense scenes in the beginning. Humans, sky people, return in spacecrafts that, as they land, burn down several miles of the forest and the animals inhabiting it. And profanity.
Clue has humans in it.
One F-bomb said by a teenager. Gratuitous, very audible, and unnecessary to the plot, and very out of context coming from a Pandoran character.
I so don't want to see this movie.
I want to see that scene.
It made a lot of money, and I don't know a single person who saw it.
I saw it. Sorry.
I do know a single person who's seen it.
James Cameron saw it 562 million times.
That
In the bottom of the
means
Marianas Trench.
that puts Manix at 4, Brenna at 3, Josh and LC at 1.
I'm not defending my title this one.
Brenna, you get to pick this year. Would you like a movie from 1967, 1994, or 2015?
1994.
All right.
I like this one.
1994. For 5 points under violence and gore, someone falls many stories to their death, and we see a small trickle of blood from their mouth. All right, for 4 points under frightening and intense scenes, a man shows his friend a picture of his nephew and begins to weep, explaining that his nephew and family had just recently burned to death in a fire. For 3 points under violence and gore, people are killed aboard 2 separate space stations by a mysterious energy when their ships explode. All right, well, we got a pretty good clue to narrow things down for this one. For 2 points under frightening and intense scenes. Perhaps the most emotionally intense and disturbing film of the Star Trek series.
Oh.
Josh has a guess. Anybody else?
Oh.
All right, Josh.
The Undiscovered Country?
It is not The Undiscovered Country.
Oh, I know which one it is then. Shit.
Well, we got a second really big clue here. For 1 point under frightening and intense scene, spoiler alert, Kirk's death is emotional.
Oh, son of a bitch. I know which one it is now.
All
Spoiler
right,
alert.
just Josh.
Oh,
Oh, LC too. All right,
Yeah,
LC, what do you think?
Star Trek, Death of Kirk.
Josh, what do you think?
Star Trek, Death of Kirk, Generations.
It is Star Trek Generations.
I went a long way for that
TV
0
show.
points.
And wow, is it a bold claim to say that is the most emotionally intense and disturbing Star Trek film when Wrath of Khan exists.
That's true. The death, otherwise known as the death of Spock.
Well, Manix still at 4, Brenna's still at 3, Josh is up to 2, LC's down to 0.
Ah,
Josh, you get to pick this year.
Yep.
Would you like a movie from 1981, 2010, or 2022?
What do you think I'm going to say?
I will put down 2022 for you.
81.
1981. For 5 points under profanity, 5 uses of G, 1 use of land sakes, 4 uses of gosh, 1 use of goodness as a euphemism. Dagnabbit is a term used by Amos Slade, but it is not at all offensive or profanic. I've seen multiple warnings of these where they use the word profanic, which is not a word.
I guess it's
All right. We got hands up and down all over the place. Manix, Brenna, what do you think this movie is?
Is it The Fox and the Hound?
Manix, what do you think?
Fox and the Hound.
Josh?
Star Trek: The Death of Kirk. No. Fox and the Hound.
Well, I guess that was a more of a giveaway clue than I thought. This is the second Disney movie, The Fox and the Hound. Also in The Fox and the Hound, under violence and gore, the villain neighbor is constantly angry, yelling, and shooting a gun throughout the movie.
Yeah, but it's not friends.
Violence and gore, Todd's mother is killed off screen. Frightening and intense scenes, Todd's and Copper's realistic-looking angry expressions in the climax can be considered scary to some viewers.
What?
And
Scared
sex
me.
and nudity. Vixie, the female fox that Todd finds in the forest, notices how many ducklings there are. When she says, "I think 6 would be just right," it seems to imply that she is talking about the number of kids she would like to have. But Todd is confused and has no idea what she's talking about.
I was
She
like, I
then
don't want no
giggles.
kids.
Other than that, none.
Sounds like I don't want no kids. I love Copper.
That puts Manix at 9, Brenna at 8, Josh at 7, Elsie at 0.
Oh, I'll
It's
see.
anyone's game.
It is anyone's game. We're doing 3 rounds instead of the usual 2 because I couldn't come up with a second mini game for this. So Elsie, we're back to you. Would you like a movie from 1987, 1998, or 2014?
1987.
1987. For some reason, it's not coming up on my sheet. I know it's here.
It's after 86. Before 88.
Yeah, don't know why I wasn't finding it, but I've got it now. All right, 1987 for 5 points under sex and nudity. Man performing on stage is shirtless and wearing very tight pants with something that looks like a leather chastity belt on it that draws attention to his genital area.
So every movie from that era?
I mean, yeah, every movie that came out in 87 has a leather chastity belt.
Dirty Dancing came out in 1987, and that's exact. I'm like, nah, just because their chemistry is out of this world doesn't mean they're not human.
Is that the guess you're going to go with, Elsie?
No.
Okay. Then I'm going to... Oh, no, Manix doesn't want to answer. All right, Elsie, I'll let you answer then.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh, real good guess. Not Harry in the Hendersons. Harry and the
That's
Hendersons.
such a sad scene at the end when he tells him to go away. The look on
Yeah.
Harry's face.
So sad.
Kind of the look of on Elsie's face. Getting that
1987
wrong.
movie.
For 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, people on the boardwalk are seen smoking. David smokes cigarettes 2 times.
Wait, I forgot the leather chap part of Harry and the Hendersons.
That was when they're in the hunting store.
What do you think he's wearing underneath all that fur?
Yeah.
For 3 points.
Well, I've never seen it. I figure there's a scene where they take him to like a strip club or something.
That's another one I
Like-
only saw for the first time last year.
Such a
What
great
took
movie.
you so long?
I was surprised how little of the movie is Harry and the Hendersons. Like, they separate almost immediately, and then it takes the rest of the movie for them to come back together.
Well, it's not Harry and the Hendersons together. It's just Harry and the Hendersons.
For 3 points under
Harry,
frightening-
comma, and also the Hendersons.
Harry,
It's a
comma, Jr.
2-part.
3 points, frightening and intense scenes. Antagonists die in disturbing ways, such as causing sinks to overflow with blood as they explode. Josh has a guess. Anybody else? What do you think, Josh?
Is this Gremlins 2, the new batch?
It is not Gremlins 2, the new batch.
Well, it should be.
I don't disagree. I don't know if it came out in 87.
I think it might have been 87 or 80, or it might have been 90. Actually, I think it
Might have been 90. Anyway, 2 points, alcohol, drugs, and smoking. People are seen drinking wine with dinner. Other characters drink what appears to be wine, but is actually blood.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were going to say something else.
All right.
The
Last
cum?
clue.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say spoiled milk because I thought it was Alien Nation.
Frightening and intense scenes in the second half of the movie. Vampires with long nails, red eyes, and fangs attack humans.
Oh, what's the name of that movie?
Oh, I'm just going to fucking say it.
All right. Manix, what do you think?
Lost Boys?
Paul Rudd, what do you think?
Is this Lost Boys?
This is Lost Boys.
Another great film.
I've never seen it.
Oh my God.
I
Josh,
don't
this
even
is
know the
great.
premise.
You're eating maggots, Michael.
Is Corey Feldman?
Yeah.
Is it both Corys?
No, it's not. It's actually one of those weird movies it's a Mandela effect where you think that both of them are in it, but only one of them is. Yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland is one of the
Kiefer
vampires.
Sutherland is the head vampire. Oh no, he's the head vampire. And also Alex Winter's in it too.
That's true. It is like most vampire movies, barely coded queer analogy.
Kick-Ass NXS soundtrack too.
Oh, that makes me want to see it now.
Where does that put us? Manix is at 10. Brenna in second place at 8. Josh in third at 7. LC at -1.
Oh,
Yeah.
Manix,
Hey,
do you like a movie? Wish I could have given this selection to Josh, but I'm going to give it to you. 2012, 2016, or 2022?
I see movies that came out in the 20s. I just don't like talking
about
about
2012,
2012.
the year the world died
The year we all died.
again.
This has just been hell for the last 11 years.
Yeah.
At least for the past 3.
I'd go with 11. 2012 for 5 points under sex and nudity. Infrequent innuendo. When a man's inability to use a weapon is referred to as a performance issue. For 4 points under sex and nudity, the main male characters wear clothes that accentuate the male form, including their large muscles, some of which are exposed. There is also topless male nudity. Brenna has a guess. Anybody else? What do you think, Brenna?
I guess so.
Is it the Avengers?
This is 2012's The Avengers.
Nice.
thought they were clapping.
It's like his Magic Mike. He's magic.
I was thinking Tangled.
Continuing the trend of new players that come on here and say they're going to do terribly. Brenna, you're killing it.
I was thinking Alien Nation still.
Frightening and intense scenes. The alien master known as the Other is very scary and disturbing. Frightening and intense scenes. The Chitauri and their leader, the Other, are extremely scary, especially for young children. Though they typically wear armored masks, one Chitauri rips its mask off at one point, revealing a disfigured alien face. In violence and gore, the climactic final battle scene is very intense, destructive, and harsh. There is some mild blood on Cap's face, including Black Widow and other faces and bodies.
What?
Don't know.
So Black Widow was on Cap's face.
Uh-huh. There's some blood on Cap's face, including Black Widow.
That's a different movie. That's a completely different movie.
I'm a little confused though. Aren't the Avengers humans?
Thor isn't,
Thor isn't, but the rest of
and
them
he
are.
is
is-
one of the Avengers.
Okay.
Again, one of the main characters.
I thought
I
they
would
were all
I would say
humans
the
that were
most-
bitten by a
well,
spider
well,
or something.
Well, actually, it is non-human because Joss Whedon's pretty inhuman.
That's very true. That puts Brenna in the lead at 12, Manix at 10, Josh at 7, LC at -1. Brenna, would you like a movie from 1981, 1991, or 2015?
2015.
2015.
Uh,
All right, 2015 for 5 points. Under sex and nudity, there is a very funny reference to the Kardashians related to sexual activity when Johnny gets into a situation.
wait, I'm gonna guess. Okay.
All right, give it a guess, Josh.
Is this Ghost Rider, the second one, the Ghost Rider, the Spirits of Vengeance?
This is not Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance.
It's Johnny Blaze.
4 points, sex and nudity. Not much actual sexual content or nudity, but there is some raunchy humor and references to various sexual things. Pretty much the same as the first.
I got a really funny guess, but I'm not going to use it.
3 points under sex and nudity. A shelf full of sperm falls on top of John, and he gets covered in it.
That's pretty good.
That's some of the
still going with
raunchy
my
humor
guess,
they're
but-
talking about.
Still going with my guess, but I'm not going to say it.
All right. 2 points, alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Mark Wahlberg acts as Johnny Bennett, who loves weed, as well as 2 other characters.
Oh,
Josh has a guess, may have finally come to him. LC also has a guess.
Well, I mean, if he was in that room when the shelf fell, I would have come to him, all right.
I mean, you'd think that, but it still fell on him. I guess it fell on Johnny. No, Mark Wahlberg would have stopped that sperm. LC, what do you think this movie is?
Ted 2?
Paul Rudd, what do you think?
is Ted 2?
This is Ted 2.
By the way, my other guess was Jackass 3.
I mean, I don't think that there are any clues in that so far until that aren't Jackass 3.
That's the best thing about it.
Final clue, violence and gore. One scene where a stuffed bear driving recklessly on the road, then drive down in the hill and crashes into a barn.
I never saw Ted 2.
Yeah, I hated Ted 1, so I never.
The one thing I loved about Ted 1 was the love of Flash Gordon. That's the only thing I loved about Ted 1.
You know what I hate about Ted 1? There's one scene that is a shot-for-shot remake of Airplane, and you can't parody a parody, especially if you're just going to do it shot for shot.
But they did bring back the love of Flash Gordon, though. You got to give him that.
I don't. And I will say that to my Twitter follower, Seth MacFarlane, to his face.
Oh, look at you! Look at name dropping.
We've argued about comedy before. And by that, I mean he quote tweeted a tweet about comedy of mine and disagreed with it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my claim to fame. Seth MacFarlane
No,
and I
it's
have
not.
different
Your
senses of
guns
humor.
tweet is
Yeah,
your
right.
claim to fame.
That's funny. My claim to fame is this show.
Oof.
Can you believe you have spent, I don't know, no less than 80 hours doing this shit?
Jesus Christ! I spent 3 days on the stream with you.
Josh, your family misses you.
No, they don't. That's the worst thing about it.
Brenna's at 12.
We're going to make show again. Good.
Manix is at 10. Josh is at 8. LC's back up to 1. believe that puts us to Josh.
Yeah.
Well, Josh, I still get to give you one of these. Would you like a movie from 2009, 2015, or 2019?
Oh yeah, shit. Let's go with 2009 for the win, Alex.
I don't think you're going to get it.
Okay.
All right. 2009 for 5 points under violence and gore. A young kid is bullied by other kids. Eventually, a big fight breaks out. We see one of the kids later with a slightly bloody lip. Just eyeing the YouTube comments, seeing Marty, even when they're not on the show, so angry at me. For 4 points under violence and gore. Did you have a guess?
I did.
Did
But-
you want to guess?
Yeah, I'll guess.
Okay.
Is it Fantastic Mr. Fox?
It is not Fantastic Mr.
Okay.
Fox.
Okay, glad you let
That's the one I would have chosen for my favorite.
Oh, yeah. No, that one's so good. Might be no, it's second favorite Wes Anderson, I think. Not as good as Rushmore.
Rush Hour.
Or points, violence and gore. An alien is fried in a quick fire. A man is stabbed through the back, and the sword is shown protruding from his chest, with blood visible on the blade. An alien is kicked off the platform. Three points, sex and nudity. A woman gives birth to a young boy in the beginning of the movie. She screams in pain, and she is instructed by people, some alien, to push for an extended period. Brenna has a guess. Anybody else? Josh also has a guess. Josh, what do you think?
Is this Avatar?
Brenna, what do you think?
Is it Star Trek?
This is not Avatar. This is the J.J. Abrams Star Trek reboot.
Oh, yeah.
Winona
yeah.
Ryder in the beginning giving birth to Spock.
Oh yeah. So I have a real problem with that movie because in the movie he's listening to Beastie Boys
Uh-huh.
when he's driving to the thing. Which Beastie Boys have a song Intergalactic, which has this line in it like a pinch from the neck from Mr. Spock. So how did that work?
Have you seen Star Trek Beyond?
No, I have not.
They use the Beastie Boys to defeat the villain.
Really?
Uh-huh. They fire out, I want to say sabotage, but I can't remember exactly, out of like space speakers, and it destroys the villain's ship. So,
Really?
yeah, it gets worse than that first reference.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm now disturbed.
What else was on here? Frightening and intense scenes of main character's home world, and many of its inhabitants are destroyed. Later, you see the main character looking distressed despite the fact that he has, quote, no feelings. That's my other problem with it. Zachary Levi as Spock has so many emotions, which does not make sense for Spock.
Yes.
He's constantly angry and sad and yelling and sex and nudity. Kirk tries to flirt with Uhura during the bar sequence. He tells her, quote, "You've got a talented tongue." We are told she is a linguist, but there is some double entendre meaning of oral sex. Uhura replies that she is surprised he, quote, "doesn't only have sex with farm animals." And he replies, "Not only." That's our Kirk.
Wow, yeah, that's our Kirk. The worst.
Brenna's now up to 15. Manix right behind at 9. Josh at 7. LC at 1. We're going to go through 4 more movies. 1 more go around. 1 more for each of you before we hit our final question. That means, LC, we're back to you.
All right.
Would you like a movie from 1967, 1976, or 1989?
God to him. 76.
76. 1976 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. Overall, the film has an incredibly creepy and unsettling atmosphere, reminiscent of an H.P. Lovecraft story or a Stephen King novel. For 4 points under violence and gore, the violence and gore in this movie are very outdated. It's not too graphic most of the time, and the blood is clearly fake. May not be too frightening to younger audiences in modern times. That said, though, this is still a violent film and is very frightening. Josh has a guess. Anybody else? All right. Josh, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Alien.
It is not Alien.
Well, you know, fuck me then.
3 points, violence and gore. A man tries to climb a spiked iron fence, but slips and impales his arm on a spike. We see the spike coming through his jacket, and there is blood. .2 points under frightening and intense scenes. The religious themes that pervade the horror in the movie could make it even more disturbing to some audiences.
Oh, wait. Is this... I'm going to get this wrong.
All right. Manix, what do you think?
Poltergeist?
Josh, what do you think?
Is The Omen?
It is not Poltergeist. It's the movie of the son of Satan and a goat, The Omen.
That's the one I was thinking of.
I had to double check to make sure. No, there's no part of Damien that's human.
Yeah, wow. I'm surprised I got that one, honestly.
Violence and gore. A woman hangs herself from a building in front of a large crowd whilst telling a child that she's doing it for him. We see the hanging in full detail. Very disturbing.
I highly recommend, by the way, if you haven't seen it, the Cursed Films episode on Shudder about The Omen. It's terrifying. Like the fact that there's a scene where a guy gets his head chopped off by a glass sheet.
Uh-huh.
And that actually happened to like the script, like someone's a script supervisor or something like that. It actually happened. They got an accident and it happened exactly the same way.
Fun.
It's crazy. You know, it's just crazy how much. No, I'm not saying it's a fun thing to watch, but it's interesting.
I agree with that. It is interesting. Brenna still in the lead at 15. Josh and Manix tied at 8. LC at 1.
Holding strong.
Holding strong. I mean, you know, there's still a 10-point swing at the end.
Yep.
Manix, would you like a movie from 2010, 2015, or 2022?
Why do you keep doing this to me?
This is just the way the random movies are coming up.
How about 2010?
All right.
2 years before it all ended.
2010 for 5 points under violence and gore. Most of the violence is fantasy-like and not too gory.
Oh, I want to throw it out there.
For 4 points under violence and gore, people turn into rock and some remains get blown into pieces. Josh has a guess. Anybody else? What do you think, Josh?
Clash of the Titans?
This is the Sam Worthington Clash of the Titans.
Never seen it, but I've seen the original, which was much better.
I haven't seen either.
Ray Harryhausen is a genius, and he does the original, all the animation of the original.
What else is in here? Violence and gore. The scorpion scene is quite violent, and many people are killed. Men are hit by a scorpion's tail. Another man is pinned to the ground and stabbed multiple times. No blood is seen. Frightening and intense scenes. Medusa may frighten some. And frightening and intense scenes. The Kraken is enormous and has a frightening appearance.
These are the shortest ones I've ever heard.
Sometimes I get lucky and I don't have to read too much. Brenna's still at 15. Josh is now up to 12. Manix at 8. LC at 1. Brenna, would you like a movie from 1998, 2014, or 2016?
98.
98. I will say, since we're not going to get back to it, you almost got to choose a Star Trek movie for every one of your picks, and you didn't choose one this time.
Oh, there goes my guess for this blue.
All right. 1998, penultimate movie. Violence and gore, 5 points. Not for anyone disgusted by gore.
Good
For 4
minuscule.
points under sex and nudity. In the beginning of the movie, there's a fairly lengthy club scene with lots of random people kissing and scantily clad people. Josh,
What
has a
year is
guess.
this?
98. All right, Josh, what have you got?
I'm going to say Blade.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to skate uphill. It is Blade. Also in Blade, under frightening and intense scenes, some moments are disturbing and intense, such as the sacrifice plus skeleton scene and the head/body explosion scene. Frightening and intense scenes known for being one of the most violent superhero movies of all time. And violence and gore, the vampires are killed all the time in various ways, and they explode or melt when they die. They are mostly shot, stabbed with stakes, and slashed with swords, usually with lots of blood.
It's a club scene where the blood rains down from the ceiling, right?
Uh-huh.
Songs playing in my head.
All right. That means we got one movie remaining before the final. We got a real close one. Josh has just pulled ahead, now up to 16. Brenna at 15. Manix at 8. LC, feel free to guess on this one if you'd like. Josh,
Hey.
you get to pick this last one.
Yeah.
Would you like 1981, 1991, or 2022?
Let's go with 91.
91.
I think that's a year we've actually hit before.
All right, 1991, final movie for 5 points under violence and gore. A nurse says, quote, "I have a black belt in karate, and I could break you like that," and snaps her fingers. For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes, the title character can be very scary at times, like tapping the young Elizabeth on the head and cutting her hair while she's asleep.
That is scary.
For 3 points under frightening and intense scenes, a character gets his head stuck in the fridge. In an attempt to escape, his neck becomes very long, and then his head pops out, and it looks like a football. Face is flattened like clay.
Oh, yeah.
I have a feeling Josh knows what this is.
Yeah.
What do you think, Josh?
Drop Dead Fred.
This is Drop Dead Fred.
Oh, piss off.
Never even heard of that existing.
It's a good movie.
It's a woman being terrorized by her former imaginary friend.
Not Winona. Is that his name?
No, I want to say Phoebe Cates, maybe?
Oh, Phoebe Cates. That's right. Phoebe Cates is in it.
Sex and nudity. Murr says he's never had imaginary friends. Quote, just wet dreams. And alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Elizabeth goes to a children's psychologist, and he gives Elizabeth's mother's green pills to get rid of her delusions, aka Fred.
See, when I was 40 years old in 1991, wet dream humor was funny.
Well, that brings us to the final question of the night. Going into the final, Josh is at 19. Brenna's at 15. Manix still in this at 8. LC at 1.
Still in this.
In a moment, I will be asking you a question of how many of something. This question is related to horror movies. So what I want you to do is privately message me a bet between 1 and 10, how much you're willing to risk on your knowledge of horror movies. I've got 2 bets in.
All right, I don't know what to do here.
Yep, if you go to the chat, if you hit chat, and then
okay, I see.
Where it says 2, just change that to me. There we go. Everybody has their bets in. Let me write them all down. All right. Final question of the night. In keeping with the theme of this episode, non-human main characters, and the fact that tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, all I'm asking you is the simple question, including remakes. How many Leprechaun movies are there? Closest person gets their points. If you get it exactly right, I'll give you an extra 3 points. How many Leprechaun movies are there, including remakes? I see a couple of guesses here.
I think that's wrong.
Oh, geez, I'm way wrong.
Did you look it up as soon as you guessed?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody has their guesses in. Brenna says 4. Manix says 6. LC has 7. Josh has 9. I will tell you that the Leprechaun movie starting in 1993, Leprechaun, 1994, Leprechaun 2, 95, Leprechaun 3, 96, Leprechaun 4, In Space, 2000, Leprechaun 5, In the Hood, 2003, Leprechaun 6, Back to the Hood, 2014, the remake Leprechaun Origins, and 2018, the sequel to that, Leprechaun Returns. That means that there are 8 Leprechaun movies.
Ooh.
LC guessed 7, Josh guessed 9. You both get points. Let's see how that affects the scores. Brenna, you only risked 1 point, so you only lose 1 point. Josh risks 7, gets 7 more points. LC, bet the whole 10, gets 10 points. Manix only bet 1, only loses 1 point. Bringing us to the final scores tonight. Manix in last place at 7. LC breaking double digits at 11. Brenna, what a strong run for a first-time competitor. 14 points. But 4 times in a row, 4 shows in a row. I'm sure everyone's getting sick of it. Josh Poirier, 26 points, making Josh the winner tonight.
Wow, that was. I feel like I don't know how that. I honestly don't know how that happened. Like, I'm not trying to be like.
I mean, you got like 3 in a row at the end.
Yeah, I think that's wow. I'm still kind of amazed with my brain being the way it is right now.
Just to go through some of the ones that we didn't get to tonight. Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Oh.
Meet the Feebles.
Oh God! Thank God.
The Jungle Book. Inside Out. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
That's a great movie.
The original Clash of the Titans also on here. Star Trek Beyond is the Star Trek we didn't get to. Minions. 3,000 Years of Longing from last year. And of course, Grumpy Cat's Worst Christmas Ever.
Oh, I was in no danger of getting any of those, except Inside Out.
I would have gotten Puss in Boots' Last Wish because that was a great fucking movie.
I think I'm gonna set aside some time to watch this
Yeah,
today.
it's the best animated film I've seen in the last like probably 5 or 6 years.
It looks really good.
It is really good.
Also, Marty, I don't know how there are so many Leprechaun movies. I don't know how there are 2 Leprechaun movies where he goes to the hood.
Sad thing is Warwick Davis was only in 6 of them.
6 of them.
Because it was Hornswoggle in the other 2.
No, it's a different person in the second.
It's a Hornswoggle in the Hornswoggle in the 7th one because it was a WWE production.
Well, before we go, this was so fun. If anybody has anything they want to promote, anywhere they want to be found, or just any last words, Manix, I'll start with you.
All right. So check out my art page on Instagram, Manix's Creative MCSAT. I have art currently in the Mosaic Art Collective in Manchester, New Hampshire. And there are more coming out, galleries and whatever. And if you're on my Instagram or my Facebook, then you'll know all about it.
That is awesome. It really seems like that's taken off.
Finally.
Elsie, anything you want to leave people with?
Well, let's see. I will be looking for people to talk about the Apple TV original program Servant, which has its series finale tomorrow, but really tonight at midnight. So anyone who's into the Apple TV original show Servant should just like shoot me a DM or whatever, specifically to talk about Servant. Thank you.
I swear, every time I hear of an Apple TV show, it sounds fake. I'm not positive that this is a real streaming service, and I think you're all gaslighting me.
Well, I'm sorry. See, what's funny is if you had seen Servant, you would appreciate what a ridiculous statement you're making. That's just
I feel like I
gaslighting.
don't need to see it to know how ridiculous the words are that I say.
Apple TV is a real streaming service. It has good shows.
I got a 3-month
And-
free trial to it, went on it, was confused by the content and left.
It has the best selection of subs and dubs.
Oh,
Every language you could imagine.
If it means anything to you, I got the Apple service just to watch Tetris the movie.
Oh, can you rip that for me
That
so I can actually
sounds
enjoy it?
like classic.
Yeah.
Josh.
I just saw a screenshot of a review, and I forget whose it was, but he said, "I love Tetris. I went into the movie not knowing anything about the game. I hadn't even heard of the game.
What?
Never even heard of Tetris." This movie reviewer.
What
Anyway.
is the premise? Oh, so I know we're not
It's-
done with the
No,
outro.
it's about how you got Tetris to the United States from Russia.
It looks
Oh,
good.
it's a story about the game. It's not
it's a story
like
about the
the,
game, yeah.
like the one block is the bad guy.
We're not
Like,
following
the straight
the
piece comes
Tetrinos.
down. Like, okay.
Uh,
Okay, I don't care then. I thought it was going to be more like the Angry Birds movie where
See,
the
I
characters
was
are the
hoping the same
characters.
thing, but I mean, when I found out it was about the making of how they made it, I thought it was kind of cool because I liked Halt and Catch Fire.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started on *Halt and Catch Fire*.
Okay, I won't.
all right, let's bring this into the station. Brenna, I know you have at least one thing. What would you like to say? This is your time.
Read my book if you want to. It's funny. It's about dinosaurs. I mean, it has dinosaurs in it. It's called The Meister of Desmond City.
Perfect. Yeah, check out that book. I just it's it's on Amazon, but buy it from an independent bookstore. You have a website or anything?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, great. Brenna's website.
If I give you the amount of money that it would cost to get an Audible for it, would you read it to me?
I mean, it's on Audible.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Already on Audible.
There we go.
Brenna, thank you so much for being here. You were great.
Thank you.
Our winner 4 times in a row has just taken control of March. Josh Poirier, how are we ending things tonight?
I'm going to talk about Minneapolis. I think there's someplace I'm going to talk about Minnesota. DefendTheDepot.com.
DefendTheDepot.com.
Arsenic problem in some old depot that a bunch of people are living in. I'm doing this for Marty.
I know,
and every single time it's said right in front of me, right before me. But it's a good cause. Please help these people out. Whatever you can do, DefendTheDepot.com. And Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. we got Paul Rudd, and we got Paul Rudd's movie Mac and Me.
Yeah, that's why I put him up there.
Well, thank you.
That's all I got to promote. I mean, April is Parkinson's Awareness Month, but I'll talk more about that next month.
Oh yeah, no, you'll be back on the show.
Yeah, I'm sure I will.
Thank you all so much for being here once again. Brenna Raney, Manix Catino, LC Clark, Josh Poirier. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook, search Inappropriate Movie Database, or click the link in the description of this video. Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. Also, you can sign up nickmartucci.net/IMDb Game. Normally we do this game 2 times a week, Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. It's been a little spotty this month, I think, because my Facebook was hacked and then suspended, and now I'm back, but I still can't post to the group. It's been hard to book some of these shows. But I'll be back in April, and we'll be back either Thursday or Monday. I don't know what to tell you. Best thing you can do is subscribe to this channel and figure out when the next episode is. If you'd like to be on an episode, please reach out to me. Like I said, we've got a couple of episodes left. I think we're doing, what do we have? Comedies coming up and movies that became TV shows. I think both have spaces on them. So if you're interested in either of those, sign up. Or if you want to wait until April, I'm going to start booking next week. Look for it in all of